fight, trying to see where the life take me, so I roll the dice. Look up to no one else, but yeah, I was shy. I got real power, Hebrew Israelite.
At the end of the day, it's one truth. So with all of these different doctrines around, how do you distinguish between what's real and what's fake?
I think it's more of like a feeling rather than like whatever person gravitates towards.
Okay.
For me.
All right, let's go to it. Let's go to 1 Thessalonians 5:21. But we're going to tell you now it's not a feeling. Because I could feel like God is a woman.
Right.
Did that make it true that God is a woman? If it's mentioned in the Bible he's a man, no, it don't make it true. Just because off of how I feel. So what our people in our community have to start doing is put the feelings to the side and start going off of facts.
Right.
Because numbers don't lie, facts don't lie, history don't lie,
Right.
prophecy doesn't lie.
Right.
These different statistics don't lie. I would rather go off what's facts than how somebody feels. Because if somebody, let's say somebody gets raped, I feel like, well, this man raped me. Does that make it true? No. This person might have had an eye with them and they trying to get their get-backs.
Right.
So what we do up here, we go off of strictly facts.
Right.
And the facts is, sister, that you will be an Israelite, a princess, according to the Bible. Our history is actually found up in the Bible.
Right.
So let's bring this up.
1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 21.
You know,
Prove all things.
Read that again.
prove all things.
What do we have to do?
Prove all things.
And that's something we have to do. We gotta start proving things. What's heavy in our community, we just start saying anything. We don't have no facts. We don't like to back it up. We just start saying stuff. We have to start proving things.
Right.
And if you got, you got a dip.
I just got a dip, but I love what y'all doing. And I appreciate everything.
Okay.
It's like, gotta get on the facts.
It's real. Now,
Like y'all sweaters, like, what is that about?
we got 2 verses before you dip out. Let's go to Numbers 15 and 38.
Numbers chapter 15 and verse number 38.
You know,
Speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make the fringes and the...
Wait, start that from the top.
Speak unto the children of Israel.
Do what?
Speak unto the children of Israel.
No African Americans.
speak unto the children of Israel.
No Negro.
Speak unto the children of Israel.
So this Bible is actually towards the children of Israel. Nobody else. Again, the Israelites are the people on this sun. You got different tribes, but all of these people are Israelites. So the Lord says, speak unto the children of Israel. You Cuban? Y'all Cuban? See, y'all Israelites from the tribe of Manasseh, according to the Bible. Right? Cuban is not, that's a man-made, the so-called white man came up with that word Cuban.
That's right.
And Puerto Rican. All of these are different bywords. Because then we used to call us slaves, then Negroes. Now we just black people. So it changes every 20 years.
Right.
But our true nationality is the Israelites. So it says, speak unto the children of Israel. Read on.
And bid them that they make the fringes and the borders of their garments.
That they what?
That they make the fringes and the borders of their garments.
And these, I mean, you say you like our sweaters, but these are fringes. All praises. This is literally a reminder for us to keep the commandments.
Right.
Now, in 2023, our so-called heritage and our culture is wickedness. It's going to the club, right? It's doing these different things, vanity. So our true heritage was keeping the commandments of the Most High. No, it's cool.
I appreciate y'all. I have to head out, but thank you so much.
All right, you mind if we take our fire? You said what?
I said thank you for that wisdom.
All praise. All right, you too. We'll take our flyer before you dip off. We got a YouTube channel with a QR code in it. Make sure you check it out. All right, y'all Israelites. All right. Right? So bring this out, Ecclesiastes 12:13.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, and verse 13.
You know,
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
right?
Fear God.
Do what?
Fear
What
God
is our purpose?
Fear God
We doing?
and keep His commandments.
And do what?
and keep His commandments.
And that, again, like I was saying, that's our heritage, man. Nowadays, we don't know our heritage as a people. We think it's sagging our pants, right? We think it's smoking weed, right? Getting on all of the women, right? Trying to be the top man, getting to the money, getting to the bag. We have been discontinued from our heritage. Why? Due to our disobedience. So the Lord said, okay, you don't want to serve me? You're going to be serving other gods. You're going to be serving your enemies. Ultimately, you're going to be the servant of sin. And that's what our people is. We have dropped the commandments of the Lord, and we picked up sin as our heritage. Right? Give me Romans 6:14. As soon as we picked up sin, that's when we got destroyed as a people. How you doing, brother? You got a minute for the word? Right? Bring this out, Romans 6:14.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 6 and 14. For sin shall not have dominion over you.
Read that again.
For sin shall not have dominion over you.
And that's how it was at the beginning. Sin didn't have dominion over us. Sin didn't have control over us. If you ask our people, can they control themselves? They can't control themselves, right? Jake can barely control himself off of one shot of liquor, man. How much more when sin is trying to attack him? He doesn't know what to do. But thousands of years ago, we had dominion over sin. Sin didn't have dominion over us. We had temperance, right? We had discipline. Read on.
For ye are not under the law, but under grace.
Right.
What then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace? God forbid.
It says what?
God forbid.
Read that again.
God forbid.
Right, it says, God forbid we cannot continue to sin now that we're in grace. Right? Hey, sister in the black, with the black hat. What's going on, brother? You believe in the Bible? You say, yeah? You got 2 minutes to talk about the Bible?
2 minutes.
That you believe in? Right? So again, a lot of people don't believe in the Bible, man. What about y'all, brothers? Y'all got 2 minutes for the word?
Come on, brother.
Come learn your nationality.
2 minutes.
Right? So it says, God forbid that we should continue to sin, that grace is abound. Because grace is a time period for you to get your stuff together, man. Right? For you to get your act right before the Most High have all hell breaks loose on the earth. And if you're not out of sin during the time of that grace period, if you don't know who you are, if you don't know your nationality, guess what? You're going to be caught up out there, man. Give me Revelation 16 and 15. Read on in that.
Verse 16. Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves servants obey, his servants are ye whom ye obey.
Right.
Whether of sin unto death or of obedience unto righteousness.
So either way, you're a servant, man. Everybody's a servant. You're either going to be a servant to the Most High God, or you're going to be a servant unto sin and death.
Right.
And you have to choose. You have to have that choice. Well, our people did over time. We stopped being servants of God, right? We stopped being the servants of the Lord, and we start serving the spiritual demon Satan. We start serving wickedness. We start serving these manifold, diverse lusts. And where has that gotten us today? Right? Did that profit us? Did we prosper as a nation? No. What has that gotten us? Destroyed, man.
Right.
What we don't know is we are actually destroying ourselves.
Right.
Every time we don't want to learn who we are, we're destroying ourselves. Every time we in homosexuality, we destroy ourselves, man.
Right.
Every time we in idolatry, we destroy ourselves. And then people wonder, well, hey, why are we at the bottom? Right? Well, it's because of the decisions that you and your ancestors made.
Right.
How y'all doing, family?
Hey, brother.
Hey, brother, in a Nike tech. Right? Bring this out, Revelation 16, 15.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 16, verse 15.
Hey, you guys believe in the Bible? Sort of? Right, read on.
Behold, I come as a thief.
It says what?
Behold, I come as a thief.
What Yahweh trying to say?
Behold, I come as a thief.
The Lord said, I come as a thief. Right? Anything about a thief or somebody that does robberies, they come when you least expect it, man. A thief is not going to break in your house, and he knows you're outside. He knows you have a dog, right? He knows it's about 10 cats in there. He's not going to break in. If you got 5 dogs in there, a robber's not going to break into your house. He's going to come when nobody's there, man.
Right.
He's going to come when there's no car in the drive-thru, right? He's going to come when the lights is off,
Right.
and it's dark. A thief is not going to do a robbery in the broad daylight. So the Lord said he comes as a thief. Read on.
Blessed is he that watcheth.
It says what?
Blessed is he that
What
watcheth.
do our people have to do?
Blessed is he that watcheth.
Our people have to start watching, man. They have to start using their eyes. Imagine that. You have eyes, but you don't know how to use them.
Right.
You have to start seeing things with a spiritual eye, right? And that's truly by coming back to who you are as an Israelite, keeping the law, statutes, commandments, and departing from sin. Read on.
And keeping his garment, lest he walk naked.
It says what?
Lest he walk naked.
Lest you're going to be walk naked. Now, is that literal? You're going to have no clothes on? No, it's talking about your spiritual garment. You're going to be caught out here with no covering. Right? How y'all doing, family? You guys believe in the Bible? You got 2 minutes to learn your nationality.
2 minutes.
Hey, this is nationalities we talking about. This is heritage that we talking about.
Right?
Right? This is who we are that we talking about.
That's right.
2 minutes, that's all we ask. Right? Or else you're gonna walk naked and people are gonna see, and you're gonna be ashamed of yourself. And you don't, a lot of people, they're ashamed of themselves and they don't even know it. They don't know they're ashamed. But the Most High, he's looking down and he's seeing these people shamed. You guys believe in the Bible? No? What's going on, brother? Turkey shirt. You got 2 minutes for you God. For God.
Come on, brother.
2 minutes for the Lord. Read this thing.
Behold, I come as a thief.
You got 2 minutes. All right, you believe in the Bible? All right, so what you know about the Bible? I'm asking, so I know where to build.
I believe in Jesus' blood.
You said what?
I believe in Jesus' blood.
Jesus block?
Black.
Okay, yeah, Christ is a black man according to the Bible. That's right.
Right.
You said what? So why he's white? Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon 14 to 20. All right, let's go to Job chapter 9 and 29. Absolutely. So Christ, when you read Revelation chapter 1 and verse 13 on down through 14 through 15, it's showing you the depiction of Christ. He had woolly hair, right, red eyes, and his feet was brown. His feet was brown. Ultimately, like it burnt in a furnace, showing you that Christ is a darker man. Now, with that being said, the reason why you see white Jesus, it's a lot of lies out here. We just gonna say that.
They say like the white people discovered Africa the whole time. The white people discovered Africa.
Well, they didn't discover anything. It was people already there. So the native people of so-called Africa, they was already there.
It was already there.
Exactly. Same thing they say with America. So again, it's a lot of lies, brother. But you had an opportunity to put on the truth.
Right.
Now, is it you're gonna continue to stay in lies and follow lies, or you gonna learn the truth and follow the truth?
Right.
And open your eyes, like we just said. So the truth is that you will be an Israelite.
Right.
All right, you so-called African American. Okay, so according to the Bible, you don't find the word African American in the Bible.
Right.
You find a word. You find the tribe of Judah in the Bible. Now the Israelites are God's chosen people. We're gonna get to that, but let's answer your first question. Bring this up.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 15.
You know.
For a father afflicted with untimely mourning,
Right.
when he has made an image of his child, soon taken away, now honored him as a god.
Because this was a man that literally walked the earth. You could type in your phone, Cesare Borgia. This is a man, he was a son of the Pope, the 6th Pope of Rome, right? And you know about Leonardo da Vinci? Leonardo da Vinci, he was a homosexual and that was his boyfriend. And he painted him, and people, they set him up as God. Because this was just a man. Now he's honored as a god. Read on.
Which was then a dead man, and delivered to those that were under him ceremonies and sacrifices.
See that? And people literally, this man is dead now, but people worship him as a god. You have certain people, like the brother up here, he said, guess what? Jesus is not black. We had one sister came up here, it was a white man, he literally told the sister, hey, Jesus don't look like me, he's black.
Everybody got their own beliefs.
Well, I mean, they do, but what's the true belief?
Right.
What's facts? Because you can believe what you believe in, I believe in what I believe in, but what's facts? That's like me saying I believe the sky is green. Did I make it true? No. So we have to go off what's real and what's false. What's false is this white image right here. Right? This was used to indoctrinate us in slavery. So when you look at these white people, you look at them as holy. You think about them as God, man. These people are innocent. They're God-like. Right? That's the original man. The whole time, the original man started with you and your ancestors.
Right.
Which were the nation of Israel. Alright, so what we holding? Let's bring this up.
Book of Job, chapter 9, and verse 24.
You know?
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
It says what?
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Now, what nation of people runs the earth? Does the Chinese man run the earth? Does the Japanese man run the earth? Alright, what race is the government?
I don't know. I believe in the white man. They say the white man, so I'm saying white.
I mean, what's the people that make the dollar bill? Black people didn't make the dollar bill. What color was Benjamin Franklin?
White.
He was white.
Right.
Andrew Jackson. What color is Donald Trump? We already, the legislation branch, the Republicans, they're all so-called white people.
Right.
They run the earth, whether you believe it or not. So the Lord said the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. It's letting you know that these people are the wicked of the earth. Read on.
He covered the faces of the judges thereof.
It says what?
He covered the faces of the judges thereof.
And that ultimately goes back to iconoclasm. Meaning you had so-called black images during the 1400s, during the Renaissance period, and they knocked the noses off of the images because they know as so-called black people we have big noses. But if you can knock the nose off, you can't tell if it's a man of Negro descent or not. Right? They painted all of the images that were once black and they painted them white. Right. And the biggest judge of all time is Christ himself. Right. Again, they painted him to be white, but he's really a so-called black man. So, brother, that's one lie. Now, that's one lie we just uncovered. How many lies do you think it is in the world? A lot. So how do you know what's true or not?
Good question.
You have to come back to the Bible.
Right.
So you read the Bible at all?
Not really.
Not really. That's something you want to start reading. The history is actually in the Bible.
Right.
And you know about slavery?
Yeah.
How did we come over here to America?
From the white people.
Yeah, but how did they bring us over here?
From the boats.
On the boats. Now let's read that in the Bible. Deuteronomy 28:68.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68.
You know?
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
It says what?
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Now, do you know what we were doing in ancient Egypt? We were slaves in ancient Egypt.
Right.
Let's go to Judith chapter 5 and 11. Right? Let's go to Judith 5 and 11. All of those pyramids, somebody had to build that up. And it was our ancestors, it was us. Same way we built up America.
Right.
So-called white man is not building up America.
Right.
He's gonna have his slaves to do it.
Right.
Right? So bring this up.
It's the book of Judith, chapter 5, verse 11.
You know?
Therefore, the king of Egypt rose up against them and dealt subtilly with them.
Now, in the ancient world, instead of us versus the so-called white man, and the so-called white men having us in slavery, you had the Egyptians. They had us in slavery.
Right.
Right, read on.
And brought them low with labor and brick, and made them slaves.
And what?
And made them slaves.
What did the king of Egypt do?
And made them slaves.
He made the children of Israel slaves.
Right.
We had to build up those pyramids. And in Egypt, it's not how it was in America. It's 10 times hotter over there.
Right.
Right? That region is hotter. So we was more afflicted. So the same way we were slaves in Egypt is the same way as we're going to be slaves in America. Only difference is the transportation. Let's read that again.
Deuteronomy 28 and verse 68.
You know?
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With what?
With ships.
Read that again.
With ships.
Same thing you just said. Who would have ever thought our history will be in the Bible? But what do we have to do? What's something that we don't do that we have to do? It starts with an R. You gotta start reading.
Right.
Be honest, do we like reading?
What?
We don't like reading. But if you want,
did you see that thing on YouTube about Kevin Hart when his mama kept telling him like he said he got to pay his bill and his mama said read the Bible.
right?
But he never read the Bible until when he looked in the Bible, it was a paycheck for him to pay his bills.
See that? But if you want to hide something from a black man, where do you put it?
In the Bible.
Yeah, put it in the Bible.
In a book. I mean.
In a book.
Right.
And you put it in the book, in the Bible, it don't matter. Anything that you have to sit down and read, that's where you put it at. Because we just don't want to read.
Right.
We're lazy, right? We don't like education for some reason. We don't want to be educated. We just want to, again, do wickedness and sin. Right? Nevertheless, we came over here as slaves on ships. You know what?
By the way, whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Meaning we won't see our homeland. Because if I asked you what's our homeland, what would you say? Okay, Africa, it's over 47 countries in Africa. Which one? We gotta be Pacific. Well, sure, let's show you. Let's go to Tobit 1 and 4. Right? Let's go to the book of Tobit, chapter 1 and verse 4. And these is things they're not gonna teach you in the school systems.
Right.
This information you're hearing today, you probably never heard of this before. This things they're not gonna, you went to school? College,
20.
okay, 20. They want to teach you this in school.
Right.
This information is never going to be brought out because it's the world's biggest kept secret.
Right.
It's something that the United Nations spent $4 billion for you not to know. And the more you just put it off and put it off and put it off and don't want to know, that's the more these people right here, they done done their job.
Right.
They say mission complete. We got them again. Right? So let's bring this out.
It's the book of Tobit, chapter 1 and verse 4.
You know.
And when I was in my own country,
It says what?
and when I was in my own country,
You know what?
in the land of Israel,
And what?
in the land of Israel,
Where's our homeland?
in the land of Israel,
No, Africa.
in the land of Israel.
So our land is Israel. If we are the Israelites, what do you think our land would be? Israel. If I say I'm American, what would more than likely where I be from? America. If I'm from China, if I'm Chinese, where more than likely will I be from? China. So we the Israelites. It's put two together. We're from Israel. That's really where we're from. But we were stolen out of that land and brought over here in the land of our captivity.
Right.
Now, why do you think that happened? Why do you think God would let something like that happen? Or pass me that sign. What? Why do you think the Most High would have something like this happen? Now, seeing that God, He's our Heavenly Father, and we're His children, what is something that a father does to his child if they're disobedient? Whoop them. So this is what you call a whooping. For what? We didn't want to keep God's commandments.
Right.
So, okay, since we didn't want to keep God's commandments, now you have over 43 curses in the Bible that's poured upon the Israelites. Now, one of those curses is something you see every day in our community.
Right.
You from Chicago? What part? Okay, South Side. What's something you see that's popularized in the South Side of Chicago? Killings. Now, is it killings with us and the so-called white man? I said, who is it killings with?
All people.
Let's go to Deuteronomy 28:54. Let's read out of the Bible.
I feel like the government had put guns for us to kill each other, like the drugs and shit like that.
No, they did. They definitely did. Right? But God had them put that for a reason.
And it's really the younger ones. It's not the older ones. The young white people, they stay in school and shit like that. They want to play with them.
Right? It's the older ones. Right? Let's read this out.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 54.
You know.
So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate.
Meaning your fellow brother. Because this once upon a time, I could walk down the street and I say, what's good? How you doing? How your family doing? Right? Can we do that now? Can I go up to a random stranger from the south side of Chicago? Yeah, he looks like me. He from the same place where I'm from. Can I just go up to him and say, yeah, how your family doing? Nah, he gonna be like, who is you?
Right.
Where you from? But at one point in time, we used to do that.
Right.
Read on.
And very delicate.
Right.
His eye shall be evil towards his brother.
It says what?
His eye shall be evil towards his brother.
What's going to happen for breaking God's commandments?
His eye shall be evil toward his brother.
So God said, you know what? You don't want to keep my commandments? I'm going to have you to have an evil eye towards your own people.
Right.
Now, guess what? That's black on black crime, right? A person from the same hood as you, this person you grew up with, guess what? Now he just set you up. The same man from kindergarten you grew up with, he took your woman. So all of these is a part of an evil eye.
Right.
Read on.
His eye shall be evil towards his brother and towards the wife of his bosom.
Not only will have an evil eye toward each other, we will also have an evil eye towards our wife. Now, what do that sound like? If you had an evil eye towards your woman, what does that mean?
You dislike her or something?
Not just, okay, if you dislike somebody, you do bad things towards them.
Right.
So how do we treat our women as a community in 2023? Overall, as a nation, how do we treat our women? Do we treat them with respect?
This generation now?
Yes.
I don't know. Everybody got their own mind now, so I can't say.
I mean, do we? If we treat them with respect, if we respect our wives, right? Take them out. It's more than just taking a girl out to respect them. We actually teaching her things, right? We teaching her how to be a virtuous woman. Is we doing that now? No. What we do now is we make songs about them. I just dealt with Shorty. I just passed it to the guys.
Right.
I just did this with her. She gonna do this. And guess what? People, it's millions of views and people popularize it.
Right.
Now guess what? Our women, deep down in their head, they think they're a summer girl, a hot girl, right? They wear no clothes. And deep down inside is rooted and embedded in their head.
Right.
So when you have a daughter, you do have a daughter, when she grow up, and if she's living according to this world, 9 times out of 10, she's gonna be a harlot.
Right.
It is what it is. Unless you come back to the commandments of the Lord. All right, read on.
And towards the remnant of his children, which he shall lead.
Which he shall what?
Which he shall lead.
What is the Israelite man gonna do?
Which he shall lead.
And did you have your father in the household growing up?
No.
We didn't read that again out of the Bible.
And towards the remnant of his children.
So he gonna have an evil eye toward his brother. He gonna have an evil eye towards his wife. Not only that, he gonna have an evil eye toward his own kids.
Right.
That's why we abusing our kids now. We're neglecting them. We don't take care of them anymore. Read on.
Which he shall lead.
Which he shall what?
Which he shall lead.
So again, all of these would you agree that these are bad things, right?
Yeah.
Now, why did they happen to us? We went over it. If these is whoopings, if these is punishments, why did this happen to us? Why did these whoopings and punishments happen to us? Would your mom just whoop you for no reason?
No.
She don't have a reason, right? So what's that reason?
You getting mad.
So the reason for us getting these punishments on us by God is for our disobedience.
Right.
Now you can say, well, what did we disobey? Did we run past the red light? What is it? Well, our disobedience was to his commandments.
Right.
Because God gave us laws and commandments to follow by and rules, and we don't follow by those things, guess what? These things are going to happen to us.
Right.
So to get out of these type of situations, to reverse those curses, what's the best thing we should do? We should start doing as a people. Yeah, coming together, but what else? If we broke his laws and his rules and his commandments, what should we start doing? Should we continue to break them? What should we do? If you don't want to get a whooping no more, what are you going to start doing?
Start listening and being good.
So what do we have to do towards God's laws and commandments?
Listen and follow them.
There you go. You have to listen and follow.
Right.
Now, every change starts with you. It starts individually. So would you be willing to start following God's laws and commandments moving forward as an Israelite? That's something that's something that you have to start doing. That's something you're willing to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, in order to do that, you have to first know the laws.
Right.
So what's some laws of God that you know? That you're familiar with?
I do not know.
You don't know no laws? None? You know about like the 10 Commandments? Thou shalt not kill. You never heard of those? Thou shalt. Okay, now that's a lot of laws in here. We're gonna go over a few, but you got thou shalt not kill, meaning you can't murder your own brother. You can't steal from your own brother. All of these laws pertain to you can't commit adultery. All of these different laws is a sin. And sin is, let's go to 1 John 3 and 4. Sin is breaking God's laws.
Right.
All right, sin is not you being bad in school, man. That's not sin. All right, sin is not taking your wife out to TGI Fridays.
Right.
Sin is breaking God's laws.
Right.
Bring this up.
It's the book of 1 John chapter 3 and verse 4.
Bring it out.
Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law.
Read that again.
Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law.
So if you commit sin, if you sin, you have to be breaking the law. Read on.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
What is sin?
For sin is the transgression of the law.
So sin is actually when you're breaking God's laws.
Right.
Now, stuff like that. Now, let's show you some sins you might have not known as sins. Let's go to Leviticus 11.
Book of Leviticus, chapter 11 and verse 7.
You know.
And the swine.
And the what?
And the swine.
You know what swine is? Swine is a pig.
Okay.
You eat pork?
Nah, not no more.
Not no more? Now, what made you stop?
Because I heard that it was a sin if you eat pork.
By who? Who you hear that from?
Well, my grandma told me.
Oh, all praises. All praises.
I mean, I've been new, but I'm just saying I just really stopped eating pork for real. So I just kept saying.
Okay, well that's good. A lot of people don't know that eating pork is a sin.
Right.
All right, good on.
Though he divided the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you.
Read on.
Of their flesh shall you not eat, and their carcass shall you not touch. They are unclean to you.
So according to the Bible, we can't eat pork at all.
Because it's God's creation.
You said what?
It's God's creation, right?
No, God, He created it, but He created certain things. Certain things are good creations. Certain things is bad creations. So the pig, yeah, He created the pig, but He created it for you not to eat it.
Right.
He created the pig to be a scavenger, to eat the filth of the earth.
Right.
All right, to eat the rats and the other pigs and the feces and clean the farms. He didn't create it for you to eat it. But a lot of our people, guess what? They think the Lord created the pig for us to consume it. That's why when you go into the hoods, it's pork everywhere. Have you ever had lamb before? Have you ever had bison before? Have you ever had venison before? It's a reason why you have pork before you have venison.
Right.
It's a reason why you have pork before you have lamb. The so-called white people, just like they put the guns in the communities, they put the pork in the communities.
Right.
So you could be in sin. So no eating pork. You willing to do that for the rest of your life? No more pork. All praise. Now you eat seafood?
Yeah.
What type of seafood?
Like crab legs, stuff like that.
Okay. Jump down to verse 9.
Verse 9. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever hath fins and scales.
So God gave us a dietary law. We can't eat anything. What's some things that Chinese people eat?
Dogs, cats, stuff like that.
Now, do you think God will want His chosen people, the Israelites, the people who want His Son, to eat dogs, rats, cats, and bats? No. So we can only eat things that have fins and scales in the waters. So read that again from the top.
These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters,
Read on.
whatsoever have fins and scales.
It says what?
Whatsoever have fins and scales.
So we can only eat the things that got fins and scales.
Right.
Now, what's some things in the oceans that got fins and scales? Fish. So is a crab a fish? No. Is a shrimp a fish? No. Meaning we can't what? Can't eat them.
What? So
Yeah.
is that a sin?
There you have it.
What?
We just, We just
I
read.
was going to hell. I've been lost to go to hell.
You said what?
I've been lost to go to hell.
Well, no, you don't know that, brother.
I mean, everybody on this earth probably did something that's saying that they ain't know about.
Well, that's why you can repent.
Right.
So if you ain't know, it's cool if you know. If you ain't know. But now you know. So if you know better, you'll what? You'll stop doing it, you'll do better.
Right.
Alright, so now you don't just say, well, I knew I was going to hell. For one, hell was a lie as well.
Right.
There's no place underground where you go to for being bad on the earth and you just burn forever.
Right.
It's Greek mythology. It's not found up in the Bible.
Right.
And the devil, he's poking you. He's saying, what's your name?
Andre.
He's saying, Andre. And you just burn it forever. That's mythological. Well, now, I will tell you this.
So what's the afterlife?
What's the afterlife? Well, it's all, I mean, when you die, your spirit gonna go back to the third heaven.
To the what?
You're gonna go back into where God dwells at. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 12:7. Now, ultimately, if you die on this side, you're gonna be sleeping, meaning you're gonna be in the grave. Your spirit is still gonna be resting in the heavens with God. Now, it's gonna be a resurrection. Everybody's gonna get resurrected, and they're gonna be judged according to their works.
Right.
Judgment Day. And Judgment Day is ultimately when Christ returns, and he's gonna judge the world for their iniquity.
Right.
Now, seeing that God is not a white man, would you admit that this man looks sweet? He looks soft. Yeah. Now, what do you think this man, just off the pictures? Now, this is not what Christ literally physically looks like. This is a description of what he looks like. But judging off these different descriptions, do you think that this man play around?
No.
No. This man, it look like he get busy. He don't got time. He not on. If you not keeping his commandments, you are going to die.
Right.
Now, do you want to die? No. So the best thing to do is to keep his commandments and live.
Right.
It's two choices. You got death and you got life.
Right.
Let's go to Deuteronomy 30:18. Let's bring this out.
Ecclesiastes 12:7.
You know.
Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it.
So when you die, your fleshly body go back to the dirt.
Right.
And your spirit goes back up to God who gave the spirit. Now, we don't want to get too deep into regeneration, right? The chamber of souls. Nevertheless, your spirit will rest up there until you get sent back down again. Because believe it or not, you've been on the earth before. You got something called a past life. You've been on the earth. Well, yeah, so-called reincarnation. It's really regeneration.
Regeneration, that's what they call it?
It's really regeneration. Because reincarnation, they say you could come back on the earth as a cat. Right? And you just meowing, and that's your judgment. See that? You can come back as a pencil.
Wow.
Right? So regeneration is you coming back, but it's you just in a different body.
Right.
So let's go to Revelation chapter 20 and verse number 12. Revelation chapter 20 and 12.
Book of Revelation, chapter 20 and verse number 12.
You know.
You gotta get out, brother.
And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God.
Right.
And the books were open.
And the what?
And the books were open.
And on Judgment Day, the books is gonna be open. Now that book is the book of life. Ultimately, all of your works is in that book. So every sin that you did is in that book. Everything you did right. Because I'm looking at you, I'm pretty sure, Andre, you haven't just done nothing but sins. There's been some things you didn't done good. So that good and that bad is in that book. Read on.
And another book was opened,
Right.
which is the book of life.
Which is what?
Which is the book of life.
Read on.
And the dead were judged out of those things that were written in the books, according to their works.
So you're going to be judged according to your works. Read on.
And the sea gave up the dead, which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them.
Right.
And they were judged every man according to their works. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire.
Read that again.
And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire.
Now, where people get that hell concept, are you going to hell? People get that from this so-called verse. They think the lake of fire is a place underground and there's nothing but fire around. No, the lake of fire that's what America is gonna be due to all of the missiles that's gonna come over here from Russia, right? Afghanistan, South Korea, North Korea, China. All of those missiles that you see right here, that's what's gonna happen.
Right.
I'm pretty sure you ever heard of World War III before? You never heard of World War III?
Oh yeah, I thought you said something else. Yeah.
World War III is what's coming to America very soon.
Right.
And that's what's gonna make it a lake full of fire. And you're gonna be caught up in there if you don't keep God's commandments. But if you do keep his commandments, you're gonna be saved by his son, Christ, in a chariot, also known as a UFO. Right? Which is that picture that you see right there. So as this verse states right here, 1/3 will be saved, 2/3 will die.
Right.
So a lot of people are gonna die, then more people be saved.
Right.
Our job is to get you, Andre, on that 1/3 side. And you do that by keeping God's commandments.
Right.
So with that being said, knowing that you can only eat fish with fins and scales, would you be willing to put down the shrimp?
I would, yeah.
You would? The lobster, the crab,
Yeah.
for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
All praise to the Most High. Right? All praise to the Most High. That's now you one step closer. Right? Let's go to Leviticus 19:27.
Book of Leviticus, chapter 19, and verse 27.
Bring it out.
Ye shall not round the corners of your head, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard.
So as an Israelite man, we can't shave off our head. We can't shave our heads bald.
Right.
So you got hair, you got the flat sand, that's cool. Or you got a low cut, that's cool, but we can't be shaving our head bald. All right, read on.
Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead,
Right.
nor print any marks upon you.
So now that we there you have
That's
it.
the same too. I know that. Yeah.
So I know you got
Because you drawing on your, you drawing on creation on God, like on your body.
you drawing on your body. Your body is the temple of the Lord.
Right.
So not only can we shave our heads, but we can't shave our beards as well. No, we can't shave them. Now, did you know in slavery, the so-called our slave masters used to shave off our beard?
They said our beard.
Yeah, because in the ancient world, our men had mighty beards. We had beards. Let's go to Psalms chapter 133, verse 6. See, yeah, see that? I don't even think this brother got a beard no more. They shaved it off. They would sit you in front of your family and shave your beard off. And they will call you a boy. And what that does is that emasculates you. That's why from generation to generation, a lot of our men have been emasculated. We lost that masculine touch, that masculine nature. We're more effeminate now. In the ancient world, we wasn't like that. We had mighty beards that go down to the garment. And that showed, a beard is a badge of manly dignity.
Right.
That's your manhood. So let's bring this out.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 133, and verse 2.
Bring it out.
It is like the precious ointment upon the upon the head, that ran down upon the beard.
Read on.
Even Aaron's beard.
Even what?
Even Aaron's beard.
So Aaron, which was Moses' brother, he had a beard. Now how long do you think his beard was? Think he didn't have no beard, he had a patch in it.
Yeah, probably like that.
You think he had a goatee?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Read on.
That went down to the skirts.
That what?
That went down to the skirts of his garment.
So Aaron's beard, his beard was so long, it went down to the skirts of his garment. So that means he kept his beard.
Right.
He didn't have a goatee, he didn't shave it in, he let it grow up. So I know I'm saying you're getting the facial hair coming in, but you want to make sure you grow that out.
Right.
All right, let's go to Exodus 20. And now you know about the Sabbath day?
Yeah, that's all
Okay.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, and verse 8.
Bring it out.
Remember the Sabbath day.
Read that again.
Remember the Sabbath day.
So God, you said what?
Today's the Sabbath.
That's right.
Absolutely, sister. Today is Sabbath day.
So I'm in the wrong because I'm outside partying.
That's right.
That's right, sister.
So you know better.
So you know what you need to do? You need to stay here. It's a spirit. Why the spirit had you stop up here today? It's the reason why you stopped.
Right.
It's the reason why you just saying keep walking. God has literally had you stop up here today.
Literally.
So you might as well stay up here and learn these commandments.
Obey
What
God.
I'm saying up here to learn.
To learn how to depart from sin.
Right?
So,
I do got a lot of sin.
well, guess what? You could get them sins off of you. You don't think you can repent?
I do repent every single morning.
Well, that's the whole thing, to repent. But one thing about repentance is to never do those sins we did again, ever again.
It's so
Right.
hard.
Well, it's going to be hard, but you got to fight.
Right.
Let's go to 2 Ezra chapter 7 and 50. Whoever said it was going to be easy?
Nobody.
Nobody. Right? It wasn't. You think it was hard for Christ? You think it was easy for Christ when he was on the earth? No, it was hard. He had to die for people that he knew was going to keep sinning over and over and over and over and over and over again.
So how should I feel if I can't break away from sin, but I'm trying to break away from sin?
Well, you have to. How should you feel?
Why you looking like that? You looking real like confused a little bit.
What you mean? How should you feel? Let's bring this up.
2 Ezra chapter 7 and verse 57.
No!
Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle.
Read that again.
This is the condition of the battle.
What did God say?
This is the condition of the battle,
Read on.
which every man that is born upon the earth shall fight.
Shall what?
Shall fight.
No, shall lose.
Shall fight.
Shall let demons beat them up.
Shall fight.
So the Lord said, the moment you're born into this earth, you're born into the flesh, you now have to fight.
It's a battle every day.
It's a battle every day.
Every day.
Well, that's why you have brothers like mine, myself, and the rest of these brothers be up here for you to help you win that fight. Now you gonna listen to Satan and go ahead, or you gonna listen to what's in your spirit telling you to stay up here?
Right.
The choice is yours. Let's go to Deuteronomy 30 and 19. Deuteronomy 30 and 19.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30 and verse 19.
You know?
I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death.
I have what?
I have set before you life and death,
Read on.
blessings and curses.
Read on.
Therefore choose life.
It says what?
Therefore choose life.
What did God say?
Therefore choose life.
So the Lord said choose life.
But when I wake up every morning, I choose life, but
Well, what's life?
I fall short every day.
Well, you got to keep getting back up. Give me Proverbs 24 and 16. Right? The Lord said choose life that you may live. Because if you choose sin, that's the ways to death.
I don't choose sin, but I just happen to fall there every day.
Well, let's say if you do fall to sin, sister. When you're in sin, you're more susceptible to die.
Right.
Because God, he punishes people that sin.
Right.
But if you obey him and keep his commandments, although it's hard, guess what? It's cool. Guess what? You're going to choose life.
You see how hard it is? Girl,
Well-
why did this go against your mom?
Well, you gotta go against your mom for God.
Right.
For God.
You gotta put God over your mom.
Right.
I'm trying you right now, you serious?
Yeah. And you gotta put your mom over God. It is what it is.
Right.
Every one of these brothers put God over their mom.
Right. Right.
Every one of these brothers put God over their wives.
Right.
Every one of these brothers put God. I put God over my grandma. And I would tell her that to her face.
Right.
Right now,
Well, hold on, sister, on me. Hold on.
She
Hold
trying
on,
to
sister, don't let
listen.
her pull you out.
No, she trying to listen.
Sister, come back.
You're grown. You're a grown woman.
You're a grown woman, sister. Come back. Mark 4:15. Right? Mark chapter 4:15. And give me Matthew chapter 12 and 48.
Mom,
Mark
offended.
chapter 4 verse number 15.
You know?
And these are they by the wayside, where the word is sown.
Right.
But when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately.
It says what?
Satan cometh immediately.
What's her mom?
Satan cometh immediately.
Read that again.
Satan cometh immediately.
And what?
And taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts.
That's what the spiritual demon of Satan did.
Right.
She said I was battling. She said it's a fight. And guess what? Mom came back and pulled her away from the word. Now she had a choice. She could have stayed up here. She don't have to follow her mom. But guess what? That just show you a lot of people, they gonna follow their moms into destruction.
Man.
A lot of people, they gonna let their loves one get them destroyed by the Most High God. Right? What you gonna do? You gonna let your mom destroy you? You gonna let your mom stop you from keeping the commandments? Right? Are you gonna let your dad stop you from keeping the commandments, man? You're gonna let your wife stop you from keeping the commandments? That's a prime example, right? What you gonna tell the Lord in that day? Yeah, my mom, she pulled me away, Lord. She took the phone from me. You think Yahweh Shah want to hear that, man? The Lord is gonna say, "Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. I never knew you." And it is what it's gonna, and it is what it is. Right? Let's go to Matthew chapter 12 and 48.
To Matthew chapter 12 and verse 48.
Bring it out.
But he answered and said unto him that told him, Who is my mother?
It says what?
Who is my mother?
What did Christ say?
Who is my mother?
And Christ said, "Who is my mother?" Right? You had Mary, she was desiring to speak with him, and Christ said, "Hey, who is my mother?"
Right.
Read on.
And who are my brethren?
He even said, "Who is my brother?" Read on.
And he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples and said, Behold, my mother.
Hey, brother, you believe it? Read that again.
And he stretched forth his hand towards his disciples and said, Behold, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father.
It says what?
For whosoever shall do the will of my Father.
Read that again.
For whosoever shall do the will of my Father.
Hey, family, y'all got 2 minutes for y'all nationality. 2 minutes to come back to y'all God-given nationality. So the Lord said, "Whosoever doeth the will of my Father," read.
Which is in heaven.
Which is what?
Which is in heaven.
Read on.
The same is my brother and sister and mother.
And what?
And mother.
Read that again.
And mother.
So if you got ears to hear, that's not really her mom, for real.
Right.
If you got ears to hear. Now you can say, well, what you mean that's not her mom? Right? That's physically her mom. If you got ears to hear, that's not her mom, man. Her true mom and brothers and sisters and cousins and uncles are those that do the will of the Father.
Right.
So you have some parts of 2/3 family, it is what it is. But guess what? That's what Christ came on the scene to do, man. Give me Matthew chapter 10 and verse 30. Christ, he literally came to divide. Right? How you doing, sister? I'm all right. You believe in the Bible? You got 2 minutes for the Bible?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Oh, you got to separate from the so-called white man, sister.
Right?
You got to get you a brother and get out.
That's right.
Matthew 10 and 30. You said what? Okay, you can hold that. What's going on? What's going on, family? Y'all brothers believe in God? Yeah. You believe in the Bible? Sort of. What made you say sort of?
I've never seen proof.
You said what?
I just never seen, you can't prove anything.
Can't prove anything? I mean, can you see the wind?
Sometimes.
Can you see the wind? Have you ever seen the wind?
No, I believe in God. So,
I'm just saying. Have you seen?
I don't know.
Hold on. Have you seen your future? You believe in it though, right?
yeah.
Because you have it's called faith. Have you seen Antarctica? But you believe it's there, right? So just because you can't see something, that don't mean you shouldn't believe in it.
Right?
So, I mean, I know you can't physically see God, right? You can't physically touch him, right? But it's certain things that you know that God is real.
Right.
Let's go to Romans 1 and 19. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 1. And that's what you call faith. And it's chiefly, everybody doesn't have faith though. But the people that do believe in God, seeing that they can't see him, they believe that through faith, through the word of God. So it's good that y'all believe. What we out here to do is to tell our people more about their creator, who their creator actually is, and the lies that the society has set up, and to cast down those lies and to teach our brothers the truth. All right, now read this verse. Romans 1 and 19.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 1, verse 19.
Get out.
Because that which many be known of God is manifest in them,
Right, read on.
for God hath shown it unto them.
Right.
For the invisible thing of him from the creation of the world, Are clearly seen.
Are what?
Are clearly seen.
So it's certain things that you can physically see on the earth to let you know that there is a God.
Right.
For example, these trees, right? Who created these trees? You said what? A seed. Who planted that seed? The wind? Come on, brother. Look, if a seed can't plant a wind, the wind can't plant a seed. The point is, somebody created these things. Somebody created the sky.
Right.
Somebody created the sun.
Right.
Man didn't create the sun. It's impossible for man to create a so-called gas that's 10 million times bright and hot. A man can't do something like that.
Right.
The Big Bang Theory can't do that. These different things of science can't do that. So it's letting you know that these things that you clearly see, the sun, the moon, the stars, all of these things, the land, the earth, a creator had to create that. Now the problem is with our people, we believe in the wrong creator.
Right.
Y'all know what creator we believe in? We believe in this man right here, right? The so-called white man. Now if I was to ask y'all the color of y'all creator, what would y'all say? You said what? Okay, what'd you say? Same? Alright, so look, is Middle East a color? Okay, he's brown. Well, you have many different colors in the Middle East. A lot of people are brown in the Middle East. You have Ishmaelites, the so-called Arabs. They're from the Middle East,
Right.
and they're brown. Is Christ an Arab? Y'all come closer. I gotta go. Look, the statement was you have Arabs that's in the Middle East, and their Arabs have brown skin, correct? So does that mean Christ was an Arab? No. No, Christ wasn't an Arab. Let's go to Hebrews 7:14. Because he was an Israelite. He was a Jew.
Right.
If he's a Jew, he can't be an Arab.
Right.
So what we showing y'all, brothers, is that we are the same. We come from the same people as Christ. Let's go to Matthew 2:6. Let's bring this up.
It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 7, and verse 14.
You know?
For it is evident there are lords sprang out of Judah.
Read that again.
For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah.
No, Christ was an Arab.
Sprang out of Judah.
So Christ, he came from the tribe of Judah. The tribe of Judah is a tribe that makes up the 12 tribes of Israel. So if Christ was on the earth, he would be a so-called he would be a Negro, according to the Bible.
Right.
A so-called African American. What we showing y'all, brothers, is that y'all are Israelites according to the Bible as well. So Christ wasn't an Arab. Yes, there is a God, and your creator looks just like you. So we got a flyer for y'all, brothers. Y'all can check out. Y'all gotta go check out those flyers and look into the information.